What's up, guys? Welcome back to Unbreakable Grind. It's your guy CJ back with another video. All right, I've been up pretty late, man. It's late. It's late night. Always working hard, but I want to give you guys some game. I want to give you guys I want to give you guys a play that you can do to change your life. Okay, one play that you can do to restructure your life in a way to put you ahead. I did this, and this is something you can apply. I don't know if the young ladies or the ladies can really apply this because it has some aspects to it that might be kind of dangerous for a lady to do. All right, I'm about to get into it. So before I start, I want you guys to understand that if you're not if you're not doing things that other people think are unorthodox, then you're probably not getting ahead. Okay, when you're getting ahead, you're cutting corners and you're doing things in a way that look very unfamiliar and very uncomfortable to other people. All right. And that's when you can tell when you're doing things right. When people are like, what in the world are you doing? All right. So let me get right into it. One thing I did to get ahead is I did not move into an apartment. I did not pay rent. So what I did to not pay rent, right? I paid rent the first year. When I was 18, I paid rent 1 year. So I went and I got an apartment. I was paying $800 a month. And I did that for 1 year. At the end of that year, I was like, man, I just spent $9,000 to $10,000. So I said, I can't do that again. Next, what I did the next year is I went and bought a car. All right, I got me a little down payment and I had a little note on a reliable car and I lived in my car. This put me ahead because at the end of this year, I'm gonna have something to show for my $9,000 because I at least own my car. So that put me ahead because, okay, now I'm not giving some guy $800 a month for rent. Instead, I'm paying off my own car and I'll be able to keep that car after the lease term ends, right? You know, what would have been a lease term on a rent if I would have stayed in an apartment or rented out an apartment. So that one move put me ahead. And then so this is what I did also, right? So first off, staying in the car is gonna look unorthodox. So my family was freaking going crazy, like, boy, you shouldn't be sleeping in the car, man. Something's gonna happen to you, yada yada yada. But what you gotta realize, there's nothing dangerous about it, man. Park yourself in a safe spot and go to sleep. Young ladies, don't try this because this isn't safe for young ladies. But dudes, you can do this. Now I don't care what age you are, you can do this also. If you don't have kids, it's even easier. So if you're a dude and you're living in your own apartment, you gotta be crazy. You gotta get out of that thing and literally live in your car. I know, and listen to me, right? I'm talking about how do you get ahead. I'm talking keep everything that you get and get ahead and don't let any money slip through the cracks. You first live in your car and you be homeless, and I don't consider it homeless, but that's technically what you kind of are. I consider my car my home. Second thing I did, I got a gym membership. You can get like Planet Fitness gym memberships or whatever, you know, those. I'm not sure. I think Planet Fitness is like United States wide right now. So like a Planet Fitness membership for $10 a month, or you can get there are different fitness centers, right? But mine was $10 to $15 a month. Now I had my car and I had that. I would take showers in the gym in the morning. And after I take showers in the gym, when I take showers in the gym in the morning, I would get a workout. I would keep food in my trunk. So when it was cold outside, it was easy. I could keep a gallon of milk in my trunk because it was cold, and I could keep a loaf of bread and peanut butter. That's what I used to do. I used to literally live in my car, take a shower in the gym, and I used to have milk and bread and peanut butter in the trunk. I used to be living off almost no money at all, and whatever money I got, I only had my car note and I had to buy those simple basic foods. All right, so that put me ahead because I was very, very bare minimal, and I kept to keep every piece of value I got. So this is another thing you do. Now that you live in your car, you're mobile. That means you technically can position that car. You can live in any spot in the city, your city you want to live now, because you can just drive the car there, park it, and that's your new spot. That's how I thought of it. I might want to live in this part of the city for this part of the month, and I might move to that part of the city, and now I live on this part. Now I live in the east. Now I live in the west. And I kind of was creative with it to keep myself positive because it actually had perks to it. So the next thing, now that you're living in your car, you minimize those expenses, you should be able to have a little extra money coming in if you got a job or something like that. And also I used to shop at the Goodwill. Okay, you can find good stuff at the Goodwill. I keep those clothes in my trunk and yada, yada, yada. I used to have family members that would let me come wash my clothes at their house, so that made it a little easy. All right, but anyway, then what I started doing is I started parking my car right beside the college because I was in college. So I parked my car right beside the college, and I would go to classes. So I'll wake up, go to the gym, take a shower, change clothes after I work out. Then I would go to the classes, and then I would pretty much do everything like a normal person, but then I just go back to my car, and then I end the day in my car and repeat. Now, what you need to do if you're not wanting to take the college route, you need to do something like this. You live in the car, you minimize your expenses, but you park the freaking car right beside what your goal is, right beside where your place of work is gonna be. Like for instance, if you wanna, I think a good route to get to your money fast would be to go to truck driving school. That's one thing I would have did. If I didn't go to college, I probably would have went to truck driving school because I can have a quick turnaround on actually getting to work. So truck driving school, you can finish in months, right? You can finish in less than a year. I would find a truck driving school in my area after I'm living in my car. I would park my freaking car right by the freaking truck driving school. And I would dedicate my life to the freaking truck driving school for a period of time. I would park my car there. You know, when class starts, I'll freaking walk right up into the class and I'll walk back to my car and I go to the gym, and I'd freaking do the same cycle, right? Once you're out of truck driving school, now you're in a good position because you never need to pay rent. What I would do if I was a truck driver is I never would actually get a place to stay. I would drive the freaking trucks nonstop. I would take every truck driving call that I freaking get, and I would not do anything but drive trucks. I have a couple partners who did this, and they got up to 100K within a year and something, like within a year, 2 years time, and they were making 100K, knocking out 100K. But they drove the truck nonstop. And what they would do too is they would eventually pay off their own truck. If you're hustling enough, you can pay off your own truck, and you can increase your profits even more when you pay off your own truck. So that's what I would have did, because I don't have to have a place to stay, and that's gonna minimize expenses. I'm gonna always be driving my truck, and also you can have, there's some trucks have sleeping stations in the freaking truck, so it fits the lifestyle, man. I was like, man, you know what? If I don't go to college, I'm going to freaking truck driving school. I'm never paying rent. I'm stacking my money, and what you're gonna be doing is stacking 100,000. You can get up to $100,000 doing this. And you think about it, every 5 years you go through $500,000, and all you need to be thinking about is investments. I know some guys, they take their money and they start their own fleet. They get an LLC and they start actually having groups of trucks and stuff like that. Or you can do something like find you a nice piece of real estate, because you're not paying rent or anything. So you can find you a nice piece of real estate as you put a down payment on the real estate, start moving renters in, and just drive and do that. So what you got to think about, right, is you're still gonna end up going really far with a strategy like this, because you're not gonna have any expenses. All your expenses are gonna be associated with the truck driving. So a lot of that you can write off on your taxes, and you're really just gonna be making money. Your life is structured around making money. You're not consuming anything. You don't buy almost anything. And when you do, it's something like food, or it might be something for your truck or something like that, but you don't have any expenses that are useless, and you invest all of your money. This is a play that will get you right. So if some of you guys really feel like you don't want to go to college, right, and you feel like you need a play that can get you right and a play that can change your life, if you don't, this is a good play. Now, some of you have kids, it's more complicated, because if you have kids that live with you, you can't just go live in the car and then take your kids with you in the car. I didn't have kids. So one good play with this could be to let the kids live with their mother. They just got to live with their mother. You get what I'm saying? If you have the possibility to get rid of all these expenses, because this is the thing, man, we technically brainwashed. We've been brainwashed to think that we got to have a place to stay, like an apartment and all of that. But really all that's doing is making people money. Right now, I'm happy people pay rent because I have properties. But let me be honest, you don't have to have a place to stay, especially as a young man with nothing, or a man with nothing in general. A man with nothing in general should not be using the little bit they have to pay the rent to another man. If you want to be a boss anyway, if you want to be a boss, you got to say, you know what, man, that's cute that y'all doing that, but I got to get ahead, and to get ahead, you got to be unorthodox. And one thing you can do to be unorthodox is to say, forget it. I at least got to make sure my money always goes into something that I'm going to own at the end. Rent doesn't do that, but the car will. And if you get a nice, reliable car, you pay on that car, and you live in that car, now you can flip yourself into a good situation. You can do this with a lot of stuff. A guy asked me on my channel, what do I think about barbers? If I wanted to be a barber, I do kind of the same thing. I live in my car, I go to barber school. Once I got done, I start cutting the hair, and try to get into a shop. you know, I'm not sure the profitability of being a barber. Some people make a lot, some people make a little. I try to choose things where I know the bottom line is a certain number. So like truck driving, the bottom line will be a certain number if you're driving trucks, and it's so high demand that you'll always be able to kind of get calls, right? You'll always be able to keep yourself active and keep working. You know what I'm saying? Keep working. You know, the demand on barbers and stuff, you have to have a little more strategy, a little more people skills, a little more savvy in order to build up customers and clientele. So I don't recommend that because a lot of people don't have that. But when it comes to truck driving, as long as you have discipline, it's pure discipline. See, barbering, to be a barber, is not pure discipline. You have to have charisma and all these other attributes in order to generate clientele. But as a truck driver, you don't have to have any charisma. You have anything but discipline to get yourself to your destinations at the right time safely, not costing the company any money. And you can hustle and you can hustle and you can hustle. That's why I would have did truck driving, because I just wanted to hustle. You get what I'm saying? And now when you're stacking your money, start investing, guys, you'll be ahead. This play right here will change your life. Okay, if you're somebody, you're struggling to pay your bills, struggling to pay your rent, and you don't have any kids, you have a way to get a loan and get your own self to, you have a way to get to yourself and live in your car for a period of time to where you can go get you a skill, a quick skill that can get you in the market, like truck driving. You can hustle truck driving, man. You can change your life, and do not spend a single dollar on rent getting another dude rich. You need to spend all your money on things you can keep. Really, all you need is a car, and that's it. Okay, and once you got a car, you need to just drive your freaking truck. You live in your truck. Your truck is your house. And eventually you can pay off your truck, or you can just start investing in real estate or something like that. All right, guys. Now, there are many things you can do out here to be successful, guys. I'm not trying to say there's only one way. I'm trying to show you guys how to think so that you can free yourself and not be brainwashed and thinking inside the box. See, don't think inside the box. You got to think outside the box. Why are you paying rent? And that's never going to add up for something that you own. At least if you pay for your car, you know, a nice little reliable car, you have that forever. And at least if you won't ever be homeless because you'll have your car. And then you can, next time, you know, after you own the car, you can start using that money to invest in things, right? And, you know, if you can manage to pay $800 in rent a month, then think about it. If you're living in your car, man, you're going to be able to save $8,000, $10,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? And that's enough to put a down payment on a $100,000 house. And you're going to start, before you know it, man, you're getting ahead super fast. You have to take sacrifices. The reason I did so well is because I was okay with this. You know what I'm saying? I lived in my car. I had a $15 gym membership, and sometimes I would sleep in the gym too. So sometimes the gym was empty, man. I could sleep on the benches, stuff like that. And honestly, man, I liked it a lot. Honestly, I liked that lifestyle kind of more than my current lifestyle because I felt freer. You know what I'm saying? Wherever there was an opportunity, I could just drive my car to the opportunity. I felt lightweight, man, and I felt like I could just take over the world, man. So that's some game for you guys, man. I want to be straight forward and give you guys like some man-to-man talk. Young ladies, you can't take this piece of advice, unfortunately, because it's going to be way too dangerous. But dudes, if you have to be thinking of ways to get ahead, even if it's unorthodox like this. All right, this is one of the best ways to give yourself an advantage. I'll keep coming with like little tips like this as time goes. I just want to get out there and kind of throw this one out there because I want you guys to be thinking outside of the box, man. And people are gonna laugh at you, trust me. People are gonna laugh. Man, I saw that man sleeping in his car, bro, and why, yada, yada, yada. But when you come out and they realize that, man, this man was sleeping in his car, he never had a place to stay for 5 years, and he drove the trucks, and he saved up freaking hundreds of thousands of dollars, and he's investing, and now he's flexing because he can either start his own fleet, or he can, and people realize, and trust me, if you listen to what I'm saying, you'll get ahead, man. So if you like this content, hit that like button, guys. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. If you want to see them immediately, hit that bell. And I'm going to keep the heat coming, man. Peace.